What is up and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Flippin' Stoop on the very last day of 2022. I hope you guys got good results out of this year, but are looking to get better results for next year here on eBay. And I want to get right into our limiting beliefs, because I've been going over this a lot in my head, and I've actually made a couple videos that's been wrapped around this. But it is truly, wherever we're at in our eBay journey, this is me too, guys. I'm talking about myself too. We all have limiting fucking beliefs. Every one of us that walks this earth, whether they're multi-billionaires, whether they're millionaires, whether you're living in poverty, whether you listed your first fucking item today, whether you have 10,000 items in your inventory, you have limited beliefs. We all do. We all do, because if we didn't, we would be at a level we wouldn't even believe that we're at, right? Because I talked about it yesterday, the 90-10 rule on eBay and why it works, right? It is your limiting beliefs that's keeping you where you're at. It is hindering your growth. And for 2023, I want to see everybody do substantially better than they've been doing. Even if you've been doing six figures a year, $1 million in sales in a year, even if you're tech and sports that's killing the game, he can grow as well, guys. He can grow as well as you can. I think a lot of times we look at these people that are making it big on eBay, or they're making it big in life in general. It might be your neighbor buying a new car every year. I don't know what it might be for you. But we look at them like they have something we don't have. It's not true. They don't have anything other than some material shit that you don't have. They have the same 24 hours in their day as me and you have. They're just using it differently. What I want people to get in 2023 is to get rid of your limiting beliefs, whatever that may take you. Now, I was just reading a book. It was talking about the importance of boundaries, right? Our self-boundaries, when it comes to being a reseller, when it comes to life in general, is very important. And what I mean by that is, look, you don't have to go out and tell everybody in your family what you're about to do if you're about to start a side hustle. The reason I say that, you just heard what I said. Everybody has limiting beliefs. So if you're about to tell your Uncle George that you're about to start a side hustle that you see in 2 years is going to outpay your 9 to 5, or in a year, right? I did it in a year. So you can too. Your Uncle George might not believe in himself whatsoever and believe that is not possible. So he's going to dump his limiting beliefs of himself onto you. And you're going to take that information, you're going to retain it, and you're going to believe it. So you don't have to tell everybody what the fuck you're going to do. Matter of fact, look, if you got a significant other, I told you guys and girls what I've done. I sat her down. I didn't even know I was going to be a reseller. I sat her down 5 years ago and said, hey, look, I've always had this thought of starting a business. I don't know what I'm going to get into. Man, I even went to the point of I was writing down different ideas I had of a startup of a business. A product, right? Like starting a product. And I sat her down right across from her and said, hey, look, I'm going to do this. What times of the day do you need me? And what times of the day are you good with me grinding, right? That's a different story. But you don't got to go out and tell all your friends what you're going to do, because they're going to dump their limiting beliefs on you. Most people don't believe in themselves. And I say that, and it offends a lot of people, because most people work a 9 to 5, okay? And this isn't judging anybody working at a 9 to 5. Guys, I did it for almost all my life, okay? I have people in my family. Everybody in my family is a 9 to 5. I don't have anybody in my family that's running a business. So I'm not criticizing anybody that does that. I totally get it, right? You want comfort. You want security. You want, okay, I know I'm going to get this amount of income. When you start a side hustle, you don't know what your income is going to be. Shit, it ain't going to be nothing for your first little while, because you're going to be dumping it all back into the business, right? So by saying that, I want to see everybody win. And I want everybody to say, fuck everybody's limiting beliefs, man. Fuck their beliefs. That's their shit, right? Don't, because you're trying to start a business, don't dump that on other people. And don't take somebody that don't believe in themselves and what they can achieve. Don't take their information as valid. It might be valid for them, but it doesn't have to be valid for you. Do you get what I'm saying? That's not criticizing anybody that don't believe. But if you're going to be a reseller, I'm telling you, the number one thing that's going to get you there is dumping your limiting beliefs. Start setting boundaries on yourself. The second them limiting beliefs come up, you find a way to get rid of them, right? You override them. Write it down. This is my thoughts and feelings of eBay today. You have to get over this shit, right? You have to get over the fact that you can't become who the fuck you want to become. We're coming into 2023. Okay, this is going to be probably my last video of 2023. Next year, I'm bringing another volume. I might pump out 6 videos a day. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to increase my YouTube channel and this channel. Why? Because I want to see people actually truly win on eBay. I'm not one that's looking for accolations and people to follow me and toot my horn. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I want to see the people in this group, the people on YouTube, actually believe in themselves and make a difference in their life and their family's life. That is my whole reasoning behind these videos. Again, I don't care about somebody tooting my horn or liking me. I don't care about that. Matter of fact, if you're liking everything I'm saying the wrong shit, right? You're in the wrong group. If everything I say you actually love to the fullest, if something don't strike a nerve within you, then I'm doing my job wrong. Okay? Because we have to hear some shit we don't want to hear and apply it into our everyday life to get us to the next level. There's not a single person in this group that don't have some sort of limiting belief. I'm not saying you're not confident in what you can do, but we can always be, I can be more confident. Everybody can always be more confident in where they're going and what direction they're going. Okay, so if you can get rid of those limiting beliefs, look, I'm telling you, the guy that's doing $1 million in sales or the girl that's doing $1 million in sales in a year has nothing more than you. They started with the same shit. They started with the same one item, right? It might not have been the exact same item, but they started at square one and they got to square 1 million, okay? They got there. It's been done, so you can as well. It might take you twice as long. It might take you not as long. Right? But you, coming in 2023, you have what it takes. That's the bottom line. I have never met a single soul, unless they're a paraplegic, and they can't, and I take that back, because I watch a woman that's in a wheelchair. She's probably 70 some years old, and she sells purses. I don't know how she does it, right? She's in an automatic wheelchair, and she's doing like $250,000 a year bring back home to her. So she's doing over $500,000 in sales in a year, and she's selling purses. Okay, so I mean, it's different if you're totally crippled and you can't move. And I don't know. You know, I don't know if you're going to be able to do this, but you could start it somehow or another, or get somebody to help you. But there is always a way. The map's been laid out. I want people to understand, because I think this is another limiting belief we have, that it's not going to be able. eBay's not going to see my effort, and it's not going to pan out for me. That's bullshit. Don't think like that. That's bullshit. The eBay is literally, I've been saying this past 2 or 3 days, eBay's literally designed for you and I to win. It is not set up for anybody to fail. Why in the fuck would they dump millions of dollars into a platform that they want people to lose at, because they need those people for them to win? You know, it makes no sense when you hear people be like, oh yeah, it's just too hard of a platform. It's just, you know, it's just, they pick and choose who they want to. That is a bunch of bullshit. You know what that is? Excuses. That is excuses for giving you excuse of not having to put in the amount of work, or giving me an excuse for not having to put in the amount of work that it's actually going to take, right? Once you get into a system, a daily system, once you write something down, do it for 90 days, you start getting better at it. You start getting better at it. You might believe your first month listing that it's impossible to list 50 items in a day. It's impossible for you to ever list. 6 months down the road, a year down the road, you might be like, shit, 50 ain't shit no more. I could do 50 in my sleep. And it used to take me 6 hours to do 20 items. Now I'm doing 20 items down in 15 or an hour and a half or 2 hours. That is what happens when you have a system and a protocol you follow every day. When, for an example, I was just listening to Kobe Bryant. I tell you what, I used to think Kobe Bryant was arrogant. I used to think he was a ball hog. I used to think he was just a cocky son of a bitch. But here's why he is and was who he was. And good Lord, to his family, that he lost him and his daughter. That's a messed up situation. It's still haunting me, right? And I didn't watch basketball, but when I did, and I seen him on the court, I'm like, this dude's a ball hog, right? Like, people are begging for him to make passes. Here's why he did what he did. He was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. By 4 o'clock in the morning, he trained from 4 to 6. After that, he got something to eat and rested for an hour or two. He was training 6 times harder than every other person on his team. The people that are wanting him to pass him the ball was late for the gym, was leaving early from the gym, was coming to the gym hungover and drunk. They were not putting in the work needed to win the game. So why would he pass a ball to somebody that can't even show up for the gym? What do you think his confidence level is in that teammate that is an hour late for the gym and leaves after he's been there for 15 minutes and he was hungover when he was there? Would you pass somebody your finances that spends every dollar they have? No, you wouldn't. Right? That's stupid. His work ethic is what got him to be one of the greatest in the league ever. The people that are super succeeding on eBay are doing the same thing. They're putting in a couple more hours than you. They're putting in a few more hours than you. They're not missing Sunday. This is literally what it is. It's your routine that's going to make you win in 2023, but it is also your mindset. I'm telling you that from the bottom of my heart. If you don't believe in yourself, you got to find a way to believe in yourself or you're just never going to make it, right? You can't. If you don't believe you can make $1 million a year, you'll never make $1 million a year. If you don't believe you can make $80,000 in a year, you'll never, ever, ever. You cannot surpass your level of expectation of oneself. Which means if you only believe you're worth $60,000 a year, you'll never make much more than that. You'll be right there for your whole life. Why do you think it is? Why do you think it is you can take me and you can take you, and I don't believe in myself, and I can get some $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in sales, but you believe in yourself. You can do millions of dollars. Why do you think it is? One reseller can. What do you think? Why do you think one reseller is doing $1 million in sales and another reseller is only doing $10,000 in sales? One of two things. One, either the one doing $10,000 in sales hasn't put in enough time yet, right? But what if the one doing $10,000 in sales in a year has been doing it for 20 years? They put limiting beliefs on themselves. That's the bottom line. The person that's doing $1 million in sales just sees the sky's the limit. Sees the glass as half full, not half empty. It's just literally what I can't. Okay, you guys, I've been reselling now. September of this coming year, it'll be 5 years. Okay, and I've tried every experiment possible with eBay. Okay, other than hiring somebody yet. I've tried every experiment possible. What do I mean by that? List hardcore for 90 days. Hit my number every single day. Right? And then take a couple days off. And then just revise some items for the next few days and see if that works. And you know what? The revising does work. It tricks eBay's algorithm and actually it makes eBay think that you're actually listing items, but you're not really listing items, but they catch on to that shit soon. Right? And then your sales start declining again. Because there was a while ago, this year, right now that we're in, for the next 11 hours or whatever, right? I started getting sidetracked. A lot of things were coming up. We were looking for a house, all kinds of different stuff anyways. Was coming up. So what I started doing was revising 150, 200, 300 items a day. I wasn't barely listing anything. But my sales were going up. I'm like, hey man, I might have stumbled upon something. A couple of weeks after that, of doing the same thing, barely listing any items and revising a bunch of items, my sales started declining dramatically. Right? It worked for a few minutes. But it started declining dramatically, and I had to rebuild it. Okay, so you literally stop giving a fuck what anybody thinks about you. Bottom line, man, it really boils down to people are so wrapped up of what the Joneses are gonna think if I fail. Now, fuck the Joneses, right? That's fucked up. I say that because my fiance's last name is Jones. I don't mean my personal family. I'm just saying that because it's a common last name. Okay, fuck what people think of what you can accomplish. You know deep down inside of your soul what you can do on eBay. And I want to see everybody seriously win in 2023. I'm not making these videos because I want you guys all to subscribe to my channel and fucking toot my horn and make me win. Right? I'm going to win regardless. And I'm not saying on my YouTube channel. I'm going to win regardless on eBay because I believe and have foreseen the potential for the past 4 years going on 5 years. I've seen what can actually happen if you get real consistent and real fucking serious about this. And stop looking at it as like, maybe it'll happen for me. Make that shit happen for you. I said it in two videos ago. You're in complete control of the results you get from eBay. And nobody can dictate that. eBay or nothing. After you get to a point where they'll let you list as many fucking items as you can list, you'll get there, right? And you become top rated. Once you get to them levels, and how do you get to top rated? Just do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you're supposed to do and get your packages out on time every day. List, the amount of items you say you're going to list. And just do that every day. That's how you become top rated. You get, you got to get so much feedback and so on and so forth. But that all comes with doing what you're supposed to be doing proper. Do what you're supposed to do and you'll become top rated. You guys, I want to see everybody in 2023 win. If you lost this year, so fucking what? I lost a bunch of different times this year. I've lost both hands. I can't count how many times on my hands and toes, how many times I lost this year. But those losses taught me a lesson to get me further along. This year, I'm shooting for $250,000 in sales to $300,000 in sales. Am I going to hit that? Yes, I'm going to fucking hit that. Why? Because I'm going to make it happen, and I believe I can make it happen. So whatever your goal is, we had a guy today, Robert, I believe, say on my comments in the group that his goal is 50 grand, and he's struggling with the inventory, but he's going to make it. So I know the guy's going to make it because he set himself a goal. Look, you might not hit 50, but you're going to hit 48 or 49, right? Maybe you might hit 52, right? Maybe you might hit 55 or 60. Once you start setting primitive goals that might be a little bit further than you can actually reach, but it is within reach, you'll start hitting them goals. Until you start writing down goals, you're going to stay right around where you've been at because you got nothing to reach for. But without believing in yourself, you're never going to set a goal higher than you think you can. Do you think that I ever thought I could do 6 figures in my life? Fuck no, I was a drug addict and a fucking alcoholic for 25 years. I thought the $20,000 to $30,000 income amount was where the fuck I was going to be at for my whole life. And guess where I wound up when I thought that way? Right around that area. So it is literally about your thoughts. Don't believe in anybody else's disbelief within you. And as a matter of fact, if they're disbelieving in you, you got to get the fuck away from them. They're not for you. If you have people putting limitations on you, run from them motherfuckers. I don't care if it's your mommy. I don't care if it's your daddy. I don't care who it is. Look, just because they're blood doesn't mean they're good for where you're trying to go. Here's another thing a lot of people don't understand. Is the way to the top is going to be lonely. Okay? Because you want to become an entrepreneur, because you want to start a side hustle that you're eventually going to turn into a full-time gig one day. Not everybody's going to follow you. Look, everybody that you were around before eBay, you might not be around them anymore. You might have to change your whole circle because they're going to start resenting the fact that you're trying to do something that is, maybe it's unheard of in your family. Maybe it's unheard of in your circle. Like everybody else is just sitting around smoking weed and drinking. Oh, look, if you smoke weed and drink alcohol, I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying. But they're wasting their time. If you're doing nothing but sitting around drinking and smoking fucking weed and you're doing nothing with your life, that is an issue. Right? That's an issue because you're holding yourself back from something you could have brought good into the world. That's just my perspective, right? So maybe you're going to lose some people. I guarantee it. I look around my circle. I have you guys here on eBay. I have my family. And some of my family I don't even see much anymore, right? Whatever. It is what it is. I have my fiance, my dogs, and my cat. My dog and my cats. Right? That's what I got. I don't have a bunch of friends calling me up saying, hey, bro. Because you know why? Because I said no too many times. Let's go to the bar. No, I don't drink anymore. Like That is not going to get me any closer to where I want to go. I'm not telling you you got to do that, right? You want to go to the bar, go to the bar. I don't care what you do, right? That's on you. That's your stuff, right? But lay out some boundaries for sure in 2023. If you have a hard time saying no to people, learn to fucking get in the habit of saying no. From this time in the morning or night or whenever you decide to do this, to this time, I'm completely off limits unless somebody slit your fucking throat and I need to take you to the ER. Unless I need to take you to the ER from, I'm just going to give you a rational time or whatever, just some made up time. From 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock p.m., I am off fucking limits. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't ask me to talk about your girlfriend's boyfriend's Uncle George. Don't ask me to talk about fucking Sandy and Lou. Don't call me just to see what I'm doing. Monday through Sunday, I'm fucking grinding. That's what I'm doing. People will be upset about that because you're trying to get somewhere and now they feel guilty because they don't have nobody to go nowhere with. Right? It's your boy flippinstoop. You guys have a rocking. Be safe tonight. You're going to go out and party. You're going to go and do your thing. Do your thing. Don't drive. Don't put yourself behind a wheel and endanger somebody else's life, guys. I did that shit when I was younger. Thank the good Lord he was with me and I didn't harm anybody in the past when it came to that. Just be smart about it, right? But right, what do you really want? Here's what I want you to do for 2023. What is your serious priorities? What do you really want to get out of eBay? What do you really want to get out of this platform? Because if you don't know, you're fucking wasting your time. If you don't know what you really want to get and what income level that's going to work for your family, you got to start asking your questions. Like, you got to start asking yourself questions on paper. What style of life do I want to live? Do you want to go out to a restaurant 3 times a week? Well, if so, that's going to cost you about $120 to $150, right? If you can bring your significant other, right? Depending on what restaurant you're going to, right? You're going to a 5-star, it's going to be way more than that. But I'm just giving you examples. What type of car would you like to drive? What kind of house would suit you in your small business? What type of everyday living expense are you going to have? If you don't know these things, you don't know how much money you need to make. Right? Boy, flippinstoop. I know everybody is capable of more than they're doing, me included. We are all capable of doing more than we're doing. We're all wasting time. The number one time waster is the one that can make you the most money, right? It's crazy. It's your boy flippinstoop. Have a great day.